My name is Madison, and I am 28 years old. I live with my husband, Ethan, in a quiet neighborhood in Colorado. We had been married for almost 5 years. Ethan was hardworking, caring, and responsible. He usually came home around 6 every evening, and our life was peaceful. We had our routines, weekend walks, dinners, and occasional little arguments. Our marriage wasn't perfect, but I always believed we trusted each other. We had talked about having children many times, but Ethan always seemed uncomfortable whenever the conversation became serious. He would smile and say, "Maybe next year, when we're more prepared." I never pushed him too much because I believed he simply needed more time before becoming a father. Then one rainy Thursday evening, something happened that I could never have imagined. I was preparing dinner when I suddenly heard the front door open much earlier than usual. I smiled and called, "Ethan, you're home early." But he didn't answer. Instead, I heard something that made me stop completely. It sounded like a baby crying. I slowly walked toward the hallway, wondering if I had heard correctly. When I saw Ethan standing there, my entire body suddenly became cold. He was holding a tiny baby wrapped in a pale blue blanket. For several seconds, I couldn't speak. Ethan looked frightened, exhausted, and completely lost. I finally whispered, "Ethan, whose baby is that?" He looked at the baby, then at me. Finally, he said, "Madison, I need you to listen before you say anything." My heart started racing. "Listen to what?" I asked. Ethan took a deep breath and looked at the baby before quietly saying, "This baby needs somewhere safe tonight." I stared at him in disbelief. "That doesn't answer my question." Ethan walked into the living room and carefully placed the baby inside the small crib we had kept in storage. Then he turned toward me and said, "Madison, this isn't what you think." I almost laughed because I didn't even know what to think anymore. "You came home holding a baby, Ethan. What exactly am I supposed to think?" I asked. He sat down, rubbed his face with both hands, and finally spoke. "Her name is Lily," he said. "Lily is the daughter of someone I used to know." I immediately felt a strange pain inside my chest. "Someone you used to know?" I asked. "Who?" Ethan hesitated for several seconds before saying a name I had never heard before. "Sarah." Something about his voice immediately made me uncomfortable. There was sadness in it, but there was also guilt. I crossed my arms and asked, "Who is Sarah?" Ethan looked toward the floor and quietly replied, "She was a friend from college." I stared at him. "And why is her baby here?" Ethan didn't answer immediately. Instead, he walked over to Lily and gently adjusted her blanket. That silence made me even more suspicious. Finally, Ethan said, "Sarah passed away yesterday." I froze and stared at him. "What?" I whispered. Ethan looked down. "She had been sick for a long time. Before she died, she asked me to help protect Lily." I looked at the baby, who was sleeping peacefully. "Why would she ask you?" Ethan swallowed hard before answering, "Because Lily's father isn't able to take care of her." I stared at him. "Where is her father?" Ethan replied, "He's in the hospital after an accident." Everything sounded unbelievable, but I knew there was more. I asked him directly, "Is Lily your daughter?" His eyes immediately filled with tears. He shook his head and said, "No, Madison, Lily is not my biological daughter." I should have felt relieved, but somehow I became even more confused. "Then why didn't you tell me about Sarah?" I asked. Ethan sat beside me and quietly said, "Because I was afraid you'd misunderstand." I looked at him and replied, "Keeping secrets is exactly what makes people misunderstand." He nodded slowly. "I know." Then he finally decided to tell me everything about Sarah, Lily, and the promise he had made years earlier. Sarah had been Ethan's close friend during college. They had never been a couple, but they remained friends after graduation and occasionally stayed in touch. Years later, Sarah contacted Ethan after discovering that she was seriously ill. She was raising Lily alone because the child's father was struggling with serious personal problems. Sarah had no close family nearby who could immediately care for Lily. Ethan promised that if something happened to her, he would help keep Lily safe. He never imagined that promise would become real so soon. But after Sarah's death, a social worker contacted Ethan because of the arrangement Sarah had made. I listened quietly. Part of me understood his decision, but another part of me still felt hurt. I couldn't understand why he had kept such an important thing from me. "Why didn't you tell me?" I asked again. Ethan looked at me with tears in his eyes and said, "Because I knew how much you wanted children." His words surprised me. "What does that have to do with anything?" I asked. Ethan took my hand and explained what he had been afraid of. "I thought you'd believe I was bringing someone else's child into our marriage without asking you. I was also afraid you'd think I was replacing the family we planned to have." I didn't know how to respond. The truth was, I had been dreaming about becoming a mother for years, but I never imagined motherhood would arrive like this. That night, neither of us slept much. Lily woke several times and Ethan and I took turns caring for her. Every time I held her, I felt something inside me changing. I couldn't explain it, but I knew this little girl had already touched my heart. The next morning, we met with the social worker. She explained that Lily's situation was temporary while her father's condition was being evaluated. Ethan wasn't automatically becoming her permanent guardian. That information made me feel calmer because we weren't being forced into a life-changing decision overnight. A few days later, we learned that Lily's father was recovering. He wanted his daughter, but he admitted that he wasn't ready to care for her alone. He asked whether Ethan and I could continue helping while he rebuilt his life. That conversation changed the way I saw everything. For the first time, I realized this wasn't about Ethan choosing someone over me. It was about a little girl who had suddenly lost the person she depended on most. One evening, I was sitting on the couch with Lily asleep in my arms. Ethan walked into the room and stopped when he saw us. He smiled, but his eyes became wet. "What?" I asked. He shook his head and said, "I never imagined I'd see you holding her like that." I smiled sadly. "Neither did I." Ethan sat beside me and quietly said, "Madison, if you don't want this, I'll understand. You don't have to become part of something you didn't choose." I looked at Lily, then at my husband, and thought carefully about his words. "I didn't choose how she came into our lives," I finally said, "but I can choose what kind of person I want to be now." Ethan reached for my hand. Over the next several months, our lives changed completely. We helped Lily's father while he recovered and learned how to care for his daughter. There were difficult days, unexpected expenses, sleepless nights, and moments when Ethan and I disagreed. But somehow, those challenges brought us closer instead of pushing us apart. One afternoon, Lily's father came to our house. He looked healthier and more confident than before. He thanked us for everything we had done for his daughter. Then he said something I will never forget. Sarah was right to trust Ethan. I smiled and replied, she trusted both of us in the end. He looked at Lily and smiled. I know she would be grateful. His words made me emotional because I knew how much Sarah had wanted her daughter to be safe. Eventually, Lily's father became strong enough to care for her again. The day he came to take her home was one of the hardest days of my life. I had known Lily for only a few months, but she had already become part of my heart. I held her for one final moment and kissed her forehead. Be happy, little one, I whispered. Ethan stood beside me with tears in his eyes as Lily left our home. After they left, our house suddenly felt very quiet. The crib was empty, the toys were packed away, and the silence felt completely different. I realized how deeply that little girl had changed us. She had entered our lives unexpectedly, but she had taught us lessons we never knew we needed. That evening, Ethan sat beside me and asked, "Are you okay?" I smiled through my tears and said, "I think so." Then I looked at him and said, "But I don't want us to keep waiting for the family we've always talked about." Ethan looked at me carefully. "What are you saying?" I took his hand and answered, "Maybe we're finally ready to start our own family." For the first time in years, Ethan didn't change the subject. He smiled, pulled me into his arms, and quietly said, "We can start planning." A year later, our lives looked very different. Lily was happy and healthy, and we still visited her and her father regularly. Ethan and I were also preparing for a new chapter of our own. Looking back, I still remember the moment Ethan walked through that door holding Lily. I thought my marriage was falling apart. I thought there was another woman, another secret, or another life that Ethan had hidden from me. But the truth was completely different. Sometimes fear fills the empty spaces when we don't have answers, and our first assumption can be completely wrong. That experience taught me something important about marriage. Trust doesn't mean never feeling afraid, confused, or uncertain. Trust means having the courage to ask questions, listen carefully, and give the other person a chance to explain the truth. I also learned that family isn't always created in the way we expect. Sometimes people enter our lives unexpectedly and leave behind lessons we never knew we needed. Lily taught me that love can begin in the middle of uncertainty. She showed me that something unexpected doesn't always have to become something unwanted. Most importantly, I learned that secrets can hurt even when they come from good intentions. Ethan thought he was protecting me by keeping Sarah's situation private. But honesty would have saved us days of fear, suspicion, and misunderstanding. Sometimes telling the truth feels difficult, but hiding it can create an even bigger problem. Today, when I think about that rainy Thursday evening, I no longer remember the fear. I remember a tiny baby who entered our home and changed our hearts. I remember how one unexpected night taught me something I will never forget. Never judge a situation before you know the complete truth. Sometimes life doesn't give us the family we planned for. Instead, it gives us people who teach us how to love, forgive, understand, and grow. And sometimes the most frightening surprise can become the beginning of something beautiful. Never let fear decide the ending of a story before you know the truth. Thank you for listening to my story. If you enjoyed this emotional English story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Pro English Stories.